Can a Dubai organisation help to do something about the millions of children around the world who cannot go to school? That's the subject of today's edition of Inside AB. I'm Jeremy Lawrence and I'm joined here in the studio by Shay and Shaquille. Okay, Shay, welcome. Let's start with the big picture here. How much of a problem is children and education around the world?
It's a massive problem. So here's the big picture. There are 260 million children in the world that are out of school. That's 250 million.
Right.
75 million of those children are out of school because of epidemics, natural disasters, and conflicts. 75 million is more than the population of the GCC. It's more than the population of the UK. It's more than the population of a lot of countries in the world.
That's a massive number.
Yeah.
So why aren't they going to school? Why aren't people helping to get in despite all these problems that they face?
Well, I mean, and I spoke to Dubai Cares' CEO, Tariq al Gurg, about this. And he said, when it comes to emergencies, education really becomes an afterthought. And it kind of makes sense. I mean, food, shelter, and relief. First three, portions of Maslow's hierarchy.
Yeah.
So education really does become an afterthought. But I mean, education is already an afterthought when it comes to global aid, if you think about it.
Right. This is interesting. How much are we spending on global aid towards education? Which obviously, education, nothing can happen to improve the lot of the next generation if they're not educated.
There's no future to the world.
Yeah.
Which is precisely why we're contributing $1 out of every $100 to it.
Wow.
Which is nothing. So if, 1% of global humanitarian aid goes to education. Out of that 1%, another maybe percent goes to educating children in emergency situations. So in effect, if you were giving $100 to fix the world, you give 2 cents to kids displaced by emergencies.
I mean, that's just shocking. What did Al Gurg say about this?
Well, I mean, those are some of the worst numbers we've probably ever heard. When I asked Al Gurg if it's achievable to do what Dubai Cares is doing,
Talk us through what they're doing, by the way.
So Dubai Cares is, an organization founded by Sheikh Mohammed as part of the Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Global Initiatives in 2007. So the point of the organization is, in fact, to eradicate poverty by improving access and imparting quality education to children in the developed world. It was founded with a $960 million endowment, half of which was raised by high net worth individuals, government entities, and half of it by Sheikh Mohammed himself. He just doubled the amount that was supposed to go through. And so over the course of the last decade, they've been investing, creating programs, and really trying to fix this education problem in the world. It's a drop in the ocean, though. $960 million is a lot of money. $960 million is a dollar for every kid in the world that, can't go to school or is going to school and can't read or write properly. But, you need a lot more. In fact, when I spoke to Tariq al Gurg, he said, whatever the world is doing right now, it's not working. In fact, if the amount of an investment that is supposed to go to education in the world stays at the level that it is right now, kids in the developing world will start dropping out of school in the next few years by the age of 11.
Wow, so it's going to get worse, not better.
No, not at all. It's going to get a lot worse. In fact,
right.
And there's so many things that, an education program needs to work on. It's not just books. It's, building schools, it's tables and chairs. In fact, it's deworming activities. It's because a lot of people that are in school, a lot of children that are in school aren't able to either perform, and the ones that aren't able to attend can't because they have intestinal worms. So Dubai Cares actually, works with a lot of organizations around the world to train teachers, train parents, how to remove intestinal worms from children, teach them how to wash their hands. And so
that's things as basic as that need to change.
Absolutely. In fact, that's one of the things he said. He said, when you go to these places, and he does a lot of field trips, he said, the things they need are some of the most basic things in the world. They don't ask you for money, but they just want a chance. And it's an incredibly sad thing to see that they aren't getting it.
So just recap on how many people Dubai Cares has been able to help so far.
18 million in 53 countries in 2017. So it's done quite a bit. It has programs all around the world, from the Philippines to Pakistan to Nicaragua, Central America, Africa. A $2.5 million program in Rwanda, 2 programs, is helping 18,000 plus children over there. Has a new pilot program this year in Jordan to help, disadvantaged youth attend high school and, improve high school graduation rates. Has a $10 million research envelope to fund any model that anybody can provide to help education in emergencies. So it's really doing quite a lot. It's possibly one of the most foremost organizations of its kind in the Arab world, but you probably need 100.
Right. So Dubai Cares is trying to help. Tariq al Gurg, very passionate man, banking background, he's very accomplished. What keeps him going then, tackling this huge Mount Everest of a problem?
Well, from what I understood, and he comes from the kind of family, they're very prominent around the UAE. Charity is a big thing in their culture. He used to be a banker. Now he calls himself a reformed banker. And he says going out into the field, watching children wash their hands, he says, it's something else to be able to say that, to realize that they want to learn. I mean, he said that twice. They want to learn. And he feels that it should be everybody's responsibility to try to, do something about that. In fact, Dubai Cares used to be an organization that would just go out and, just sign checks. He's turned into an organization that talks about its achievements in a place where talking about charity isn't really considered a virtue.
Yeah.
But he says that's something we need to do because, how else are you going to get the funding to contribute to the cause?
Yeah. Great. Okay. Well, we wish Tariq al Gurg and Dubai Cares good luck with their mission. Yeah. Incredibly worthy thing that they're doing. Thank you for watching Inside AB. Please do comment, subscribe, and share as always. And we'll see you next time. Bye.